Stephen Foster wrote this song, and more simple songs like Oh Susanna. This particular tune has touched my heart, and I hope you enjoy it too. For today, you are going to learn how to play Beautiful Dreamer on your cello. The bowing for this piece is very smooth, much legato, and synchronized between both the first and second parts. I will touch upon some details that you will need to know. For instance, in measure 5 and 6, second part, we have in 6 this long 6-note legato. Must be prepared for with the 2 legatos prior. So on this up, last bit of measure 5, and then down, you want to be as far on the tip as possible, so then you can make room for the 6 notes following. Let's move on to measure 11, second part. And we have a simple down with an up stroke. But you should be already at the upper half of your bow. For the next measure, you will have a down bow and then another double up. So I will demonstrate. If you do not compensate prior to arriving in measure 12 for that double up, you're going to run out of bow. See that? You want to always make room prior to arriving in that measure or in the phrase. So at the end of 11, you are remaining in the upper half of the bow. So then you do this 3-note legato, and then you're very much at the tip, and then you continue as such. Now let's discuss these fingerings. First part is all in the first position. I'm going to teach you what I have written here in the score because it is more simple. So for this beginning phrase from measure 3 to 5, I suggest keeping your hand as still as possible. Particularly in measure 5, you're going to keep the 4 down as you play throughout the B, A, and then back to the 4. So measure 5, 4 is on the G, and that happens the same time in measure 9. Let's reverse a little bit to measure 8. Same thing as measure 4. And here in measure 8, we have a 0 plus 4, 0, 0, which is a D, C sharp, D, open A. I talk sometimes about this pivot. And the pivot, I'm going to show my thumb. The pivot is when your thumb remains in place and you, for a single note, you move your hand out of position, breaking all the rules we've learned about cello positioning, and then jumping right back. Imagine having an elastic that's stretching and then snapping back your fingers. And that's what will guarantee more intonation when you return back to first position. I will begin in measure 7. Here, pivot out, and then back. The next part is all in the first position, 4, 2, 0, 3, open A, then 4, 1, 4. We have a little bit of a arpeggio fingering in measure 12, and then continuing in measure 13, 2, 1, 2, 0, 4, 2, 1, 2, 0, 4. And then the end is very much like the beginning. I will play with everything in context from measure 11. If the name Stephen Foster does not ring a bell, maybe this tune will. Oh, Susanna, a song of basic nonsense, but he also wrote this beautiful tune. And for a composer in this modern era, he has a bit of an interesting past, but he was quite popular in his time. And Beautiful Dreamer is one of those, well, timeless classics. And I hope you enjoyed learning it today. If you learned something, please leave a like. Consider subscribing, because this is something I do all the time. And if you know someone who really likes to play American composers, then share this song with them. I would appreciate it. Thank you again for watching my instructional video. Here is more content on my channel you might find appealing. And I hope you continue to enjoy this wonderful journey of music discovery. Bye-bye now.